Hi everyone, and welcome to a brand new school year. I am Mr. Lee. I teach 7th grade world history. This is my teacher website, and this year promises to be very unique. It's going to be all virtual, at least until November, and even then, virtual will still be a major component. So the aim of this video and everything you find on this website is for me to provide as much information and resources to the parents of all the students, and also to open up a good line of communication with everyone. It's going to be virtual, so we might as well get used to videos. So first off, a little bit about myself. My name is Rolando Lee. I've been teaching at Bloomfield Middle School for now 6 years, and I did do a little bit of high school before that, but I absolutely love middle school. I've done 7th grade the entire time. I live in Clifton, but I love Bloomfield. It's not uncommon for you to see me around here. I love the restaurants and the parks, everything here. I couldn't be happier being in Bloomfield. Now this is going to be a strange year because a lot of it is virtual, but I do actually have background in communications. I majored in journalism at Rutgers University before I decided to become a teacher. So I feel very comfortable, and I'm going to go as far out of my way as I can, not only to make students feel comfortable with this virtual setup, but also parents. Other than that, I guess I'm a big Jets fan. I'm a Mets fan, so you know, I like to suffer. So what can we expect for the class of world history? Probably the most important thing that I think parents should be aware of is that students do not have my class every single day. It's an alternating A day, B day schedule. So sometimes I might see students twice a week or sometimes 3 times a week. That makes a difference because it means that I will usually be giving homework for students, but they have extra days to get it done. So that's one of the big things that I think I got to get out of the way. I will give homework because I might only see a student once or twice a week, you know, so that's one thing you got to be aware of. As far as world history goes, in 6th grade, students covered the ancient world. So they did like cavemen all the way up to ancient Greece. In 7th grade, we pick up from there, ancient Rome, and we work our way into the medieval world. So it's world history, the medieval world. So we'll talk about medieval Europe, castles, knights, medieval Asia, the samurai, the Mongols, medieval Africa, Mansa Musa, Mali, and medieval North and South America, which is the Aztec, Maya, and the Inca. It's lots of fun. It's a very interesting course, but it is also still social studies. So other than talking about history, this is the class where we will be talking about social events, political events. This year, we're going to have a presidential election. And in 7th grade, this is really the time that we start teaching students who were in elementary school previously about world issues, political issues, economical issues, and how they can begin to understand them in a very simple way, but to begin to understand the basics so that they can wrap their minds around what's going on in the world around them. It's a very important part of social studies in 7th grade. So what can we expect now that we're starting off the year virtually? Well, we've always used Chromebooks and online resources normally at school, but this time it just means we're going to rely very heavily on them. And probably the most used website is going to be Google Classroom. So as long as your child logs in with their Google account that is given to them by the school, they have access to all sorts of applications through Google. And the most important one will be Classroom. It's an online version of our Classroom. This is where they're going to find all of the resources. This is where I will be posting all of our links to Google Meets. I will be posting homework assignments, announcements, reading materials, anything like that. It's always going to be posted on Google Classroom. The one thing is that Google Classroom is only for students. Parents do not have access to this website. So you can see it through your child's Chromebook, but I will be using this teacher website to post as many things on here that I do on Google Classroom that I think would be helpful for parents to also have access to. So things like rubrics, calendars, curriculum, syllabus, all that sort of stuff will also be posted on this teacher website. And the other tool, I guess, online tool that we're going to be using a lot is PowerSchool. So most of you, I'm assuming, are familiar with PowerSchool. That is where we put all of our grades and assignments, but there's a lot of other useful information that can be put onto PowerSchool. So I'll be using that a lot. And if you're not familiar with PowerSchool, then this is something that I'll be putting resources like a tutorial videos and stuff like that, so parents can feel comfortable with PowerSchool, because that's a very important tool as well. There's going to be a lot of other applications, but for parents, I think Google Classroom, PowerSchool, those are the two main things you should be aware of. That's what we will be relying on very heavily. And one last thing I forgot to say, but it is important, is que hablo español también. So ESL students and parents que tal vez no se sienten cómodos hablando en inglés, también se puede comunicar conmigo en español. You can also communicate with me in English or in Spanish, but through email. All right, email is going to be our best way to communicate. I am available pretty much all the time. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions or concerns. I will get back to you as fast as I possibly can. And I think that we can make this work together. Teachers, students, and parents, it's going to be a good year, and pretty soon, hopefully, keep our fingers crossed, we'll be back in the classroom in no time.